Starting off with Friday, looking at the battle for the Paul Bunyan axe between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Golden Gopher 6-5. Wisconsin sitting at 5-6. But the Badgers are 2.5-point home favorites. Minus 135 on the money line over at Bet365. Total of 41.5. Weather could very well play a big role in this game. I have a bet on the matchup, but Brett, which side are you on, or if you even have action on it?
Yeah, it's important to note that 6-5 versus 5-6. I know this is a rivalry game, so Minnesota's not going to be overlooking Wisconsin by any stretch, but going on the road, and Wisconsin needs that win to be in bowl contention, and when you're sitting in the position that the Badgers are, that does matter. So I think that you're going to get a really good effort from Wisconsin here. Like you said, the weather is going to be a factor. It's going to be frigid, below 20 degrees, potentially just in the teens here in Madison. For the most part, Minnesota's looked pretty competitive, except for that weird Rutgers game. They beat Illinois. They lost a close one to Michigan and legitimately nearly beat Penn State. I don't think there was a whole lot of, not too much luck involved in that one. You play it 10 times, we'll see how the outcomes are. But their pass defense has been great. Opponent adjusted. They're 10th in dropback EPA, top 40 in forcing turnovers, which is great. And Max Brosmer hasn't like lit up any teams, but he does take care of the ball. 15 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Wisconsin is kind of in a tailspin here. They've lost their last 4 games. The Oregon game, it's a bit misleading in my opinion. The Ducks were in their 8th straight conference game without a single bye. That was the longest stretch in the country, but to be honest, it looks like the Badgers have just run out of gas lately.
I still think it's a good spot. You hit on it off the top with Wisconsin fighting for bowl eligibility, losing 3 or 4 games in a row. Small chance Badgers get in at 5-7, but obviously a win over their rival Minnesota would clinch it. So Golden Gophers coming off of that cover against Penn State, and they rank 32nd in rushing success rate, but 91st in stuff rate. So they're not going to dominate you at the line of scrimmage or drive you back behind the line of scrimmage often, or at least relative to the Division I average FBS across college football. And they've had their fair share of struggles defensively. Penn State, Illinois ran a little bit against them, and USC and Michigan earlier in the season especially had success. And Tawi Walker, the Oklahoma transfer, Wisconsin, and Walker ranked 23rd in rushing success rate across college football and 48th in adjusted line yards, which correlates with, or at least juxtaposes, Minnesota's poor stuff rate and inability to drive opposing rushing attacks back. You mentioned the weather, but wind gusts, in terms of the temperature, wind gusts could be up to 16 miles per hour, which obviously favors the team that can run the football. So with Wisconsin having theoretically a bowl spot on the line, I'll have a full write-up on this game on Thursday afternoon at thelines.com. But arguably my favorite bet situationally for Rivalry Week, Week 14. You can find all of our bets in our Discord channel. The link is over at thelines.com in the top right-hand corner. But give me Wisconsin on the money line. Those odds at minus 135 at Bet365. I got minus 130 or minus 125 earlier in the week, but I would still lay it up to the current price at Bet365, Brett.
Yeah, I like it. I would definitely side with Wisconsin here if I was just picking winners. So I will side with you on that.